"You're not family material, Rachel," my stepfather declared at the dinner table, my mother silently staring at her plate. "Always working, no social life, no maternal instinct. Not like your sister Jessica." I looked around the table at my perfect family, my stepfather Richard, my mother, too weak-willed to defend me, my stepsister Jessica with her picture-perfect husband and 2.5 kids, and my younger half-brother Tommy, the golden child. "Someone has to focus on their career," I replied calmly, not mentioning that my always working had made me one of the youngest neurosurgeons in the country at 32. They still thought I was just a doctor at some local clinic. "Career," Jessica scoffed, bouncing her newest baby on her knee. "What's the point of success if you're alone? No husband, no kids, not even a decent social life. Right, Mom?" Mom just nodded weakly as she always did. Since marrying Richard 5 years ago, she'd become a shadow of herself, echoing his opinions, living in his world. "Well," Richard continued, cutting into his steak, "at least you can help support the family. Jessica needs a bigger house now that baby number 3 is coming. We thought you could dash." "No," I cut him off, standing up. "I have my own priorities. Family should be priority." Jessica protested. "You make doctor money, you should help dash." "I make surgeon money," I corrected her. "And I invested in things that matter." That was 3 years ago. The last family dinner I attended before focusing entirely on my real passion, building the country's most advanced neurological research center. They didn't know about the foundation I'd started, the millions I'd invested, or the breakthrough treatments we'd developed. They didn't know anything about my life. Until today. "Dr. Pierce." My assistant Michael's voice came through the intercom. "Your mother's been admitted to the emergency room. Possible stroke." I froze, the research paper I'd been reviewing falling from my hands. "Where?" "They took her to Central." "But Dr. Pierce, they're requesting transfer to our neurological unit. They don't know you're the dash. Call Dr. Chin. Tell her to prep the private wing." "Michael, don't tell them who I am yet." I grabbed my coat, heading for the elevator that would take me from my office to the hospital proper. My hospital, the Pierce Neurological Institute, the most advanced facility of its kind. The same facility that had my name on the building. The same facility where my family was about to learn exactly what not family material had accomplished. My phone buzzed with texts from Jessica. "Where are you?" "Mom's sick. They say she needs some special hospital. The fancy one with the rich donors. Answer me." I stepped into the elevator, thinking of all the family events I'd missed while building this place. All the snide comments about my dedication to medicine. All the times they'd called me cold, unfeeling, not family material. "Dr. Pierce," the elevator's automated voice announced, "welcome to your neurological unit. Time to show them what real family looked like." I stood at the nurse's station, watching through the glass partition as my family arrived. They looked exactly like I expected. Richard blustering at the front desk, Jessica dramatically dabbing her eyes, Tommy texting on his phone. "What do you mean we have to wait?" Richard demanded. "My wife needs the Pierce Neurological Unit. We were told it's the best." The nurse remained professionally calm. "Sir, the Pierce unit is extremely exclusive. We need proper authorization dash." "Do you know who I am?" Richard's face reddened. "I'm a senior partner at Dash. A mid-sized accounting firm," I finished, stepping into view. "Hardly relevant to neurology, Richard." They all turned, startled by my appearance. I wore my white coat now, my name and titles embroidered in blue. Dr. Rachel Pierce, MD, PhD, Director of Neurology. "Rachel." Jessica's perfectly mascaraed eyes widened. "What are you, why are you waiting for all of you to finish making a scene in my hospital?" "Good question." "You're..." Tommy finally looked up from his phone. "What do you mean, your hospital?" I touched the tablet in my hands, bringing up Mom's preliminary scans on the wall screens. "Welcome to the Pierce Neurological Institute. I'm the founder, director, and primary donor. But please continue telling the staff how important you are." Richard's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. But you're just a doctor?" I smiled coldly. "No, Richard. I'm the doctor who built this 30-story billion-dollar facility. The one you need right now." A team of nurses and residents appeared behind me, waiting for instructions. The same staff who'd heard stories about my family but never met them. He'll know. Mom needs immediate assessment, I continued professionally. Dr. Chin is prepping the private wing, yes, the one with my name on it. The same wing that has a 2-year waiting list unless I personally authorize admission. Jessica stepped forward, tears suddenly gone. Rachel, we didn't know. Clearly. I turned to my team. Prep room A in the Pierce wing. Full neural workup. Priority protocols. The Pierce wing. Tommy whispered, finally Googling my name on his phone. His eyes widened at the results. Yes, Tommy. The wing that cost more to build than all your trust funds combined. The one featured in every medical journal last year. The one people wait months just to be considered for admission. Richard tried to regain control. Now see here if you think this makes up for dash. For what? I cut him off. For missing family dinners while I was revolutionizing stroke treatment? For skipping Jessica's baby shower because I was performing life-saving surgery? For not being family material, because I chose saving lives over social obligations. The corridor fell silent. Through the windows, the city lights twinkled against the darkening sky, illuminating the massive Pierce Neurological Institute sign on the building opposite. Dr. Pierce, a nurse called softly, your mother's ready for transfer. Thank you, Sarah. I turned back to my family. You can wait in my private conference room. Try not to touch anything. Most items in there cost more than your houses combined. As they followed a nurse toward the conference room, Jessica grabbed my arm. Rachel, I'm sorry, we never knew. I gently removed her hand. Oh, you never asked. Too busy judging my life to actually understand it. From my private office adjoining the conference room, I watched my family through one-way glass as they took in their surroundings. The wall of international awards, the photos of me with world leaders and Nobel laureates, the live feeds from operating theaters where groundbreaking procedures were performed daily. Dr. Pierce. Dr. Chin appeared at my door. Your mother's initial assessment is complete. Would you like to review the results? I nodded, pulling up the scans on my tablet while my family continued to squirm in the conference room. Richard paced nervously, his earlier bluster deflated. Jessica kept wiping away tears that seemed more about shock than concern for Mom. Tommy had finally put his phone down, staring at a photo of me receiving a Presidential Medal for Medical Innovation. Mild ischemic stroke, Dr. Chin continued. We caught it early. The new treatment protocol you developed should dash. The one they said wouldn't work? I smiled slightly, remembering the critics who'd called me too young, too ambitious. Start the procedure. I'll observe. Rachel. Mom's weak voice came through the intercom from her private room. Are you there? I pressed the button. I'm here, Mom. We're going to start treatment soon. I didn't know, she whispered. All these years, we never knew. No one asked, I replied softly. Too busy telling me what I wasn't to see what I was becoming. I turned to Dr. Chin. Give my family a tour of the facility. Show them exactly what not family material built. Over the next hour, I watched through the hospital's security feeds as my family was led through my empire. The research labs where we developed treatments others called impossible. The rehabilitation center where patients learned to walk again using technology I'd helped design. The children's wing where kids with neurological conditions received care their families couldn't afford, all funded by my foundation. This is incredible, Tommy muttered, watching a paralyzed patient walk using our neural interface technology. Your sister developed that system, Dr. Chin explained, along with most of the treatments we use here. When she missed your college graduation, she was in surgery, testing the prototype that saved that patient's life. Jessica stopped at a wall of thank you letters from patients' families. All these people owe their lives to Dr. Pierce, Dr. Chin finished. While you were planning baby showers and holiday parties, she was here, building this, saving them. Richard stood before a massive display showing the Institute's global impact, satellite facilities, research centers, training programs. All bearing my name. All changing lives. But how, he finally asked. The money alone. Dr. Pierce's surgical innovations are worth billions, Dr. Chin replied coolly. Every major hospital in the world uses her techniques, her technology. That doctor money you once asked her to spend on your family? It built this institute instead. They returned to the conference room subdued and shaken. Through the glass, I watched them process the reality of my success. Success they'd dismissed as less important than dinner parties and social obligations. Dr. Pierce. Sarah peered at my door. Your mother's treatment was successful. She's asking for you. I stood, straightening my white coat. Time to face them. The conference room fell silent as I entered. Gone was the cold, unfeeling daughter they'd criticized. In her place stood Dr. Rachel Pierce, whose name literally lit up the night sky above the city. Mom's treatment was successful, I announced professionally. The procedure I developed last year prevented any permanent damage. She'll need rehabilitation, but she'll recover fully. Rachel, Jessica started, we had no idea. That's the point, I cut her off. You never tried to know. Too busy measuring my worth by your standards to see I was creating my own. Richard stepped forward. If we'd known about all this, you'd have what? Treated me differently? Respected me more? I laughed softly. That's not family, Richard. That's opportunism. I moved to the windows, looking out at my hospital, my real legacy. You called me not family material, because I didn't fit your definition of success. Marriage, kids, social status. That was your measure of worth. The city lights reflected off the tears in Jessica's eyes. We were wrong. Yes, you were. I turned back to them. While you were planning perfect family photos, I was planning neural pathways. While you were organizing dinner parties, I was organizing research teams. While you were building a social circle, I was building this. I pressed a button, and the room's screens came to life with images from around the institute, doctors performing my procedures, patients recovering with my technology, researchers advancing my discoveries. This is my family, I continued. Every patient we save, every life we change, every breakthrough we achieve. I may not be your kind of family material, but I've created something that will outlast all your holiday gatherings and social expectations. Tommy stood up. Can we start over? Start over. I raised an eyebrow. You mean now that you know who I really am? Now that you've seen what I've built? No, he said quietly. Now that we understand what we missed by not seeing you sooner. I looked at their faces, the family that had dismissed me, now humbled by the reality of my achievements. The same faces that had once judged me now showed something new, respect tinged with regret. Mom will need care during recovery, I said finally. The best rehabilitation center in the country is on the 10th floor. My floor. She'll have access to treatments most people wait years for. Thank you, Jessica whispered. Don't thank me, I replied. This isn't about you. It's about her. And unlike some people in this room, I don't measure family loyalty by social standards. I walked to the door, pausing before I left. You can visit during normal hours. Through the main entrance like everyone else. My private elevator isn't for family gatherings anymore. Rachel, Mom's voice came through the intercom again. I'm proud of you. I should have said that years ago. I touched the intercom button one last time. Rest, Mom. Focus on getting better. As for the rest of you, I looked at my family, these people who had defined me by their limitations. Welcome to my world. Try not to break anything on your way out. The art piece in the lobby costs more than your combined annual incomes. As I walked away, my white coat swishing against the marble floors, I heard Tommy whisper, all this time we thought she wasn't good enough for our family. When really, Jessica finished, we weren't good enough for hers. I smiled, heading to my mother's room. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving people wrong about who you are. It's proving them irrelevant to who you've become.